This week in Jamaica Now, the prison gift debate. Should Jamaica take £25 million from Britain to build a new prison?
I think you should take it.
UK Prime Minister, go back with your money. We don't need it.
The National Security Minister says he asked for the money. Time to move on. Britain's Prime Minister David Cameron says reparations for slavery is not the answer. Japan's PM comes to Jamaica bearing gifts too, and more cases of hand, foot and mouth disease reported. The details of these and other stories coming up after the break.
Today we have oodles and oodles and oodles of fun for you guys. I'm Trix.
And I'm Davina.
And this is Lifestyle Today.
I'm Caroline Brown and this is Jamaica Now. There have been strong reactions from Jamaicans, with some expressing objection to a decision by the British government to give Jamaica £25 million to build a new prison here. Britain's Prime Minister David Cameron says his taxpayers will save £10 million under the proposed deal to help build the prison and send 300 Jamaicans now in the UK facilities to complete their sentences here. Those inmates must have been sentenced to 4 years or more, with 18 months remaining in the sentence. In addition to the £25 million grant, Britain has also pledged £5.5 million for the reintegration of the prisoners and rehabilitation programs. But most Jamaicans are not comfortable with the deal.
Educational center, we want our school, our factory. So UK Prime Minister, go back with your money. We don't need it.
I don't think them should accept the money to build the prison. They can accept the money, but not to build any prison.
We don't need the money there. We don't want a prison. I see money where they are England, then for stay at England, because then send the money come give them family out here.
And the National Security Minister Peter Bunting said it was Jamaica which demanded money from Britain to help build a prison here to accommodate migrant criminals in the UK and another 1,500 to 2,000 inmates now at the Tower Street and St. Catherine Adult Correctional Facilities. He also says under the proposed transfer deal, Jamaica will decide on each prisoner to be sent back here from Britain. But the People's National Party Youth Organization, PNPYO, says the government should reject the prison money, noting that Jamaica would need to find the remaining 60% of the cost to build the prison. The PNPYO says the maintenance bill would be too exorbitant. The PNPYO also says it is not right to ask Jamaican taxpayers to foot the bill for the crimes committed by non-resident Jamaicans in Britain. Meanwhile, the opposition leader Andrew Holness says while he understands the need to build Jamaica's relationship with Britain, efforts must also be placed on righting the wrongs of the past.
As it turns out, building schools contribute much more to the growth agenda than building prisons.
And the National Security Ministry says Jamaica has signed a non-binding memorandum of understanding with the United Kingdom to facilitate the proposed prisoner transfer deal. He says under the MOU, the Parliament would have to pass framework legislation to allow for a prisoner transfer agreement to be signed with the UK. British Prime Minister David Cameron has declared that reparation for slavery is not the answer, and it is time for Jamaica and other countries in the region to move on. Ahead of Cameron's visit to Jamaica this week, there were increased calls for the British to pay over billions of pounds in compensation for the wrongs of slavery. However, Prime Minister Cameron said addressing the matter was not a part of his reason for his trip.
No, I haven't been taken aback. Of course, this is an important debate. I mean, my view is that as we look into the past, we should think of all of the aspects of the past, not least the action that Britain took for many decades to wipe slavery off the high seas and off the face of our planet. And so I don't think reparations are the right answer. But the purpose of my visit is to look to the future.
Speaking later during a special joint sitting of both Houses of Parliament, Cameron said slavery was the most painful period of history and his country was proud to have brought an end to it. Mr. Cameron said the region should consider a £360 million grant, a down payment on the kind of relationship he wants to now see with the Caribbean.
I think, frankly, while Britain and the Caribbean and Jamaica have had a very strong relationship, we've underplayed it. There's been, if you like, almost benign neglect, and I'm here to say no more of that.
Meanwhile, Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe also made an official visit to Jamaica this week, and he too came bearing gifts. He announced a technical cooperation project with 3 Caribbean countries, including Jamaica, in energy efficiency and renewables. An agreement has also been signed for educational cooperation between the University of the West Indies and Japan's Sophia University. And Japan is also providing a $57,000 grant to the Institute of Jamaica to improve its exhibition spaces. The Princess Royal, daughter of Queen Elizabeth II, was also in Jamaica this week for the Canada-Caribbean Emerging Leaders Dialogue 2015. In other news, the Health Ministry is urging Jamaicans to improve their hygienic practices in light of several cases of the hand, foot and mouth disease in schools. At least 53 schools in 7 parishes have reported cases of the disease. The Health Ministry says children usually catch the virus from other children through hugging, kissing or contact with stool. Signs and symptoms of the hand, foot and mouth disease include fever, poor appetite and aches and pains which last for 1 to 2 days. Rashes also appear on the hands, feet and in the mouth. On the political scene, the JLP's Dr. Christopher Tufton has written to the party's hierarchy, complaining about vote buying and other irregularities in Saturday's runoff for the West Central St. Catherine seat with Councillor Devon Wint. The sitting Member of Parliament, Dr. Kenbo, is retiring. Dr. Tufton is demanding that the JLP address the matter. And in Southeast St. Anne, the PNP's Lisa Hanna was selected to continue as the party's standard bearer after Councillor Lydia Richards pulled out of the race at the last hour. Richards cited concerns over the delegates' voters list. Meanwhile, in Central St. James, former JLP member, the PNP's Ashley Ann Foster, upstaged fellow attorney Henry McCurdy to get the nod to represent the party in the next general election. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune into Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Carleen Brown, and before we go, more reactions to the prison gift by the UK government.
What about when you build a prison and all those prisoners come here who don't have anybody living here, who wasn't close to their family? When they come here, what is going to happen when they leave the prison? They're going to go and do crime again, and the country is going to be in more danger. So I think they should take the money and take it and do something positive.
England has spent £10 million a year time for feed the prisoner them. So we want to know if we taxpayer have to go pay for fund them in the prison, because them are going to spend £20 million for build the prison, so them are going to done with it. So our money have to go fund it. And that we want to know. So we need Porsche to talk and tell who are going.
We have too much things to do with all of them money there, you know. A whole heap of poor people out here suffer, you know. You better them build a place where them can put all young school people there where run away from homes and all of them, something they go learn a trade.
These people coming to Jamaica and of course we are here about them. Our country can't take no prison now. We have to skill people need job.
I think you should take it because we need prison, because the prison out here is in a bad situation and it's overcrowded.